it has been hell for everyone in these past couple of weeks. And now that we're in the month that schools are going to start to reopen, there are going to be kids and parents who are going to say, like, no, I don't want to go to school. And in this case, for a very good reason. All right? I mean, let's face it. As kids back in our days, be back in late 90s, early 2000s, we had people like, I don't want to go to school. I got tummy. I can't do this. I can't go to school without. And I get it. Yeah, I mean, I was one of those kids. I mean, I'm gonna admit, I was one of them. But this is a little different. This is 2020, and this is the pandemic we're under. All right, this is the pandemic that Donald Trump refuses to answer for. In fact, I mean, his interview with Jonathan Swan of Axios, he says it best, or worse, possibly, depending on where he's. When confronted about the thousands of people dying per day from COVID-19, he just says, well, it is what it is. There you go. That's it. It is what it is. I mean, you don't have you don't have people going to work without a mask on. You don't have them, like this. And you're expecting to have these kids, like 6 years old, wear these all the time. They're gonna be in lunchrooms together, within like 6 inches, and expecting them to, stay healthy. They gotta pull down the mask in order to eat or drink. And here's the hypocrisy of it. Now, before everything went down, Donald Trump and Betsy DeVos, the head of education, have said that we need to open our schools. We need to open them for the new year. And here's the thing. I do agree that we need to open these schools, but we need to open them safely. And right now, with 4.5 million people infected with the virus, 155,000 people dying already, they're saying, look, we gotta open the schools. Here's the catch. Donald Trump has canceled the Republican convention down in Jacksonville after it was moved from Raleigh, North Carolina, because of oppositions with the Democratic leader, the Democratic governor of North Carolina. And now Donald is saying, like, no, it's already bad enough down here. We don't need any more. And so they had to cancel that. They've been trying to do the virtual remote thing. And then you have last week where Donald Trump's like, we need to delay the election. We need to postpone it for some sort of time. And oh my God, yeah, no, something else. We need to delay it until we can get a certain number going here. I know I need to do this properly. We need to do the absentee ballots. We don't want mail-in voting. We don't want mail-in voting. We want absentee voting. Basically the same thing. But tell that to Trump, he's going to say, fake news, fake news. And yet still, he wants to send children to school despite the pandemic, despite little kids who could be contracting the virus. Now, these guys are saying, well, look, kids don't get sick. Kids have better immune systems than adults do, which is complete bull. There have been kids who have been infected, let alone died, because they contracted the virus. The virus that can damage your lungs permanently, can damage your heart. I'm one of those people who've had damaged hearts since birth. Not going to complain about that. And then you're telling these people that we need to send these kids to school. Now, I mean, high schoolers, college students, well, not really college students, because college students can vary in ages from 19 to 60. High school students, middle school students, yes, I can understand that. They have better immune systems. They're not as but not every one of these kids has it. Okay, there are going to be kids who have suffered greatly in their youth. They might have had asthma. They might have had other lung diseases like bronchitis or emphysema from their parents doing secondhand smoke. So no, it's not safe. Also, why? Why do we need these kids in school, and yet we cancel the conventions in Raleigh, North Carolina, Jacksonville, Florida, and the Democratic one in Milwaukee, Wisconsin? Donald Trump and Betsy DeVos said it probably the most condescending way. Germany's opening up their schools. Japan's opening up their schools. Russia's opening up their schools. New Zealand's opening up their schools. Now, let's keep this in mind. The reason why Germany, Japan, New Zealand, well, especially New Zealand, Australia, China, Russia, South Africa, Poland, France, England, the reason why they're opening up their schools, including like Canada, is because they managed to mitigate the virus to where they're only like a few hundred affected in a week, and only like one, two, three people dying. In fact, New Zealand is the only country that has been known, one of the few that have been known to fully eradicate the virus. And it just goes right into that perspective that everyone else is opening up schools. Why can't we? And the reason why we can't is because we have this virus that just keeps getting spread around, and these hotspots, and it just going to balloon all over. And it just goes to show that the Trump administration doesn't care. This virus killed one of their own Republican, one of the former Republican candidates, Herman Cain, in which he contracted the virus while in last month in what was it, a month? Well, it was over a month ago, but at Tulsa rally, in which only like a few thousand people showed up because of people like on TikTok who had reserved reserved tickets and pretty much destroyed any kind of idea that yes, but this virus is the sole reason why. And if you don't, and if that's not enough, you've got the virus going around in Major League Baseball, uh, in which one team has had to cancel a few weeks of their season, a few weeks of the shortened season, as a matter of fact. And I'm talking about the Miami Marlins, who had to, cancel several of the games because several of their players had the virus. This was already a bad idea to have baseball season go on, especially when these players somehow contract the virus. NFL players have been contracting the virus. You've had NHL players, NBA players who have contracted the virus. They've somehow mitigated that, but we can't mitigate people going to rallies, people who refuse to wear these masks, going into stores, and saying like, "This is violating my constitutional right." No, violating the constitutional right by breaking the law, and by breaking the law is refusing to wear a mask, then yeah, you violate your own constitutional right. This is supposed to be mitigating the virus, but it's not mitigating the virus because people refuse to wear them. Simple as that. I mean, this should have been gone months ago. If Donald Trump managed to quarantine these guys, find them, put them in lockdown for the 2 3 weeks that needed, everyone would have been safe, everyone would be fine, and we didn't have to worry about it. But no, Trump's only worried about his numbers. He's worried about the Wall Street, uh, which doesn't really apply to any of us, unless we have stocks. But it doesn't apply to any of us. Trump's only doing this for his own ego. And every law that he's broken has been proven that the Senate Republicans are to blame as well. They're the ones who refuse to give us the proper stimulus checks, failed to properly give us the money we need to survive, and a lot of people have died because of this. So don't blame anyone else who don't blame us for sending our children to school and then they come back with the virus. No, that's not how you do it. No. Let me try it this way. If you take your kids to school, they somehow come up with the virus, and they spread it to everyone else. And the 2 days, 2 weeks that it goes on, it will spread to everyone around. The virus just gets sprung back up. It becomes more of a hotspot. So no matter what goes on, this hotspot just keeps growing. It keeps growing, growing, growing. And Donald Trump's only saying, well, it is what it is. He wants people to die. Well, that's going to be on him when November runs around.